The economy is always a hot-button topic in elections both local and national. It's important to know some key terms before making an opinion on the economy and each candidate's expected effect. Here are some commonly used economic terms. Tariffs. A tariff is a tax imposed by the government of a country on imports or exports of goods. This means that when the government imposes tariffs on foreign goods, consumers and businesses must pay an extra tax for them. This is meant to discourage consumption of foreign goods and encourage consumption of domestic goods, as well as increase revenue for the government. GDP. Gross Domestic Product, or GDP for short, measures the total monetary value of a country's production of goods and services. Black market activities and volunteer work are not included in the GDP. Generally, an increase in GDP is taken as a sign that the country's economy is going pretty well. But the GDP tends to move in cycles, with economic booms, slow growth, and even recessions occurring often. Stock market. The stock market, or share market, is a network of exchanges that allows investors to buy and sell shares of companies. The Securities Exchange Commission, as well as specific state regulators, oversee and manage the stock market. Investors use market indexes like the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 to gauge how well groups of stocks are doing. Typically, when the economy is stable or growing, the share prices are also growing. Capital. Capital, with an A, refers to the total amount of money, credit, assets, and other financial resources that a company or person can use to create, run, or grow a business. Inflation. Inflation is a mildly overused word. It refers to the rate at which prices for goods and services increase. More inflation is typically a bad thing because that means that your money doesn't go as far. For example, if cars used to cost $1,000 and now those same cars cost $5,000, then inflation has occurred. Annual inflation in a stable economy is about 2%. If inflation is higher than wage growth, then the economy is not doing so well, and people might have more trouble living comfortably. But don't be fooled. Deflation, which is when there are too many goods available or when there isn't enough money circulating around, is also a sign of a weakening economy. Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the central bank of the USA. It was created in 1913 by the Federal Reserve Act for purposes of creating a strong monetary system. Some of its responsibilities include regulating markets, managing money supply, promoting employment, and setting interest rates. Their goal is to basically keep the economy going all right. Unemployment. This is basically what it sounds like. A person who is not employed, but able and willing to work is considered unemployed by the U.S. government. The unemployment rate is the percentage of people in the labor force who are unemployed. They measure this to examine how well the labor market is going and to predict future trends in the economy. If unemployment is high, then there are more people looking for jobs than there are jobs available, which is a key sign of a weak economy. Deficit. A budget deficit occurs when a country spends more money than it makes during a period of time. This is a bad thing, as it reduces an economy's growth. The government might try to alleviate this by increasing taxes or spending less on government initiatives. So, now you know a little bit more about some of the most mentioned economic terms thrown around in politics. Thanks for watching. And be sure to check out my other videos for more quick civics lessons.